Welcome back everyone. Today we're diving deep into a car that's getting a lot of attention for all the right reasons, but also for a few things people aren't really talking about. This is the 2026 BYD Sealion 5, and on the surface it looks like yet another impressive electric SUV from BYD. Sleek design, strong performance numbers, big tech screens, and a price tag that undercuts a lot of rivals. But today, we're going to read the fine print. Because with any new EV, especially one that promises luxury-level features at a mainstream price, the real story is always in the details. First, let's talk about what the Sealion 5 actually is. It sits in BYD's growing electric SUV lineup, below the larger Sealion 7 and positioned as a mid-size family-focused electric SUV. Visually, it follows BYD's Ocean Series design language. You get a smooth, aerodynamic front end with slim LED headlights, a sculpted bonnet, and a closed-off grille that makes it clear this is fully electric. Around the side, there's a clean shoulder line, flush door handles, and large alloy wheels that give it a confident stance. At the rear, a full-width LED light bar ties everything together, giving it that modern EV signature look. Dimensionally, it competes with cars like the Tesla Model Y, Hyundai Ioniq 5, and Volkswagen ID.4. That means it's big enough for families but not so large that it feels intimidating in city driving. The wheelbase is generous, which translates into strong rear legroom. Open the doors and you immediately notice how flat the floor is, thanks to the dedicated EV platform. That means 3 adults in the back is actually realistic, not just marketing talk. Now let's step inside, because this is where BYD usually makes a strong first impression. The Sealion 5 features a large rotating central touchscreen, which has become a signature BYD feature. It can switch between landscape and portrait mode, and while that sounds gimmicky, it's actually quite practical depending on whether you're using navigation or media controls. The digital driver display is crisp, customizable, and easy to read. Material quality is surprisingly good for the price point. Soft touch materials across the dashboard, solid door panels, and ambient lighting that gives the cabin a premium vibe at night. But here's where we start reading the fine print. While the materials feel premium at first touch, some lower sections still use harder plastics. The software is fast most of the time, but occasional lag can appear when switching between heavy menus. And while the rotating screen is cool, fingerprints build up quickly, especially in portrait mode. In terms of technology, the 2026 Sealion 5 comes packed. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. There's a 360-degree camera system, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and even a semi-autonomous driving mode in higher trims. The safety package is comprehensive, and BYD continues to push hard on ADAS features. However, like many advanced driver systems, it's not perfect. Lane assist can sometimes feel overactive on narrow roads, and the adaptive cruise can brake a little aggressively when traffic slows suddenly. Under the skin, the Sealion 5 is built on BYD's e-Platform 3.0, using the company's Blade battery technology. This is one of BYD's biggest selling points. The Blade battery is designed for improved safety and durability compared to traditional lithium-ion packs. It's known for better thermal stability and resistance to puncture-related fires. That's a big plus in the EV world, especially for buyers concerned about battery safety. Depending on the version you choose, you get either a single-motor rear-wheel drive setup or a dual-motor all-wheel drive configuration. The single-motor version offers solid performance, with 0 to 100 km/h times in the mid-7-second range. That's more than enough for daily driving. The dual-motor version drops that significantly, pushing it closer to 4.5 to 5 seconds, which puts it firmly in quick SUV territory. Acceleration feels smooth and immediate, as you'd expect from an EV. There's no gear shifting, no hesitation, just instant torque. Around town, it feels responsive and light on its feet. On the highway, overtaking is effortless. But again, the fine print matters. The all-wheel drive model delivers strong performance, but it also consumes more energy, which impacts real-world range. Speaking of range, BYD claims impressive numbers depending on battery size. On paper, you're looking at figures that compete directly with top rivals. However, real-world testing often shows slightly lower results, especially in colder climates or at sustained highway speeds. That's not unique to BYD, it's true for almost every EV. But it's important to remember that official range numbers are often best-case scenarios. Charging is another key area. The Sealion 5 supports fast DC charging, allowing you to go from around 10% to 80% in roughly 30 minutes under ideal conditions. AC charging at home is slower, of course, but manageable overnight with a proper wall box. The charging curve is decent, but not class-leading. Some rivals maintain higher charging speeds for longer periods, which can make a difference on long road trips. Ride comfort is generally impressive. The suspension is tuned more toward comfort than sportiness. It absorbs bumps well, and road noise is well controlled, thanks in part to acoustic glass. However, on rougher surfaces, you may notice a bit of firmness, especially with larger wheel options. Steering is light and easy in city driving but doesn't offer a huge amount of feedback at higher speeds. It's competent, but not particularly engaging. One thing BYD continues to do well is value for money. When you compare features per dollar, the Sealion 5 looks extremely competitive. Heated seats, ventilated seats in higher trims, panoramic sunroof, premium sound system, and advanced safety features are often included at a price point where competitors charge extra. This is where BYD is really disrupting the market. But the fine print also includes long-term considerations. Resale value is still a question mark in some markets. While BYD is growing rapidly and expanding globally, brand perception varies depending on region. Service network coverage is improving, but not yet as extensive as some legacy automakers. Buyers should check local dealership and service availability before committing. Software updates are delivered over the air, which is a big plus. That means the car can improve over time with new features and refinements. However, the frequency and scope of these updates can vary. It's not always at the same level as some tech-focused competitors. Interior practicality is strong. The boot space is competitive, with a flat load floor and decent capacity for family use. Fold the rear seats down, and you get even more flexibility. There's also additional storage compartments throughout the cabin, including a large center console and door pocket. Some versions even include a small frunk at the front for charging cables. In terms of driving modes, you typically get Eco, Normal, and Sport. Eco maximizes efficiency but softens throttle response. Sport sharpens everything and makes the car feel more urgent. Regenerative braking levels are adjustable, allowing you to choose how strong the energy recovery feels when you lift off the accelerator. However, true one-pedal driving may not be as aggressive as in some competitors. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. The 2026 BYD Sealion 5 represents something larger than just another electric SUV. It reflects how quickly Chinese manufacturers, especially BYD, are evolving. They're not just competing on price anymore. They're competing on technology, safety, battery innovation, and design. Still, reading the fine print means understanding that no car is perfect. The infotainment, while impressive, can have minor glitches. The driving dynamics are solid but not sporty. Real-world range may vary more than expected. Charging speeds are good but not groundbreaking. And brand maturity in some markets is still developing. So who is this car really for? It's ideal for families wanting a tech-packed electric SUV without paying premium brand prices. It's for buyers who value features, comfort, and strong performance over badge prestige. It's for people ready to move into electric driving but who still want practicality and modern design. If you're expecting a performance-focused driver's SUV, you might look elsewhere. If you want cutting-edge charging speeds above all else, there are competitors that edge it out. But if you want a balanced package with strong value, modern styling, and proven battery safety technology, the Sealion 5 makes a compelling case. At the end of the day, the 2026 BYD Sealion 5 doesn't just look good on a spec sheet. It delivers a lot of what most buyers actually need. But as always, the smartest decision comes from looking beyond the headline numbers. Read the fine print. Check real-world range. Test the driver assistance systems. Explore local service support. Because once you do that, you'll know whether this is simply another attractive EV option or truly the right SUV for your lifestyle. And that's what really matters.